Hey folks, it's Bishopheals from the ECF Forums and host of Vape TV. How you guys doing today, baby? Listen, I'm here today, like I said, I promised I was going to do this video, and here it is. Do you know which one it is? It's the revision of the Megan, yes! Now, some people have sent me emails about this, and this is a problem. This is a major problem. All Megan Chi customers, okay? The contacts that are on here, it's a spring-loaded application. I don't know why, but it is. Now, the issue that we're having is that these springs at sub-ohm, they go down to this tiny little thing, and what happens is that it loses the connection and the power. So I'm here today to tell you a few things. One, Mojo did come out with a dual contact, a fix, okay, to give out to all the Megan customers. Oh, phone, I tell you, hold on. Okay, sorry about that. Anyway, okay, as I was saying, Mojo did come out with a fix, okay, for a double contact. With his customers, his current customers. And pretty much he said just go to your resellers, well, to his resellers, and you can actually obtain them free, and you would just have to pay for shipping. Well, let me tell you something, okay? Because I have a problem with one of the resellers already, which is Puff Vapes. That's where I obtained this mod, okay, the Megan, okay? And they clearly flat out told me in an email that they do not plan on purchasing or obtaining any of the revision contacts. Well, so what happens to all your customers that actually purchased the Megan? Well, they didn't reply back on that email. So here I go again. I posted something up on Facebook to Mojo. I also sent him an email about it. I'm waiting for him to respond back, and hopefully another vendor would actually release or provide customers that already have the Megan, okay, the contacts, and not their own customers that are purchasing the Megans from them. So apparently there's something going on in the back end of things. Maybe, I don't know, I am just speculating at this moment if Mojo is charging his resellers to obtain these contacts, and then he wants them to give it to them for free. I don't know, maybe that's a possibility. If that's the case, there's something wrong there. You know, I mean, I've dealt with modders overseas, out of the States, in another country. Case in point, let's look at Emil. When there's a revision of his product, he doesn't charge his resellers anything, not even a cent. He mails it to them so that they can supply it to the customers free of charge. Bingo. So, problem resolved. Now, if that's the case, if that's what Mojo's doing, then I don't understand what is Puff Vape's problem, okay? But if that's not the case, and Mojo is charging the resellers, then there is a problem, because how's the customer supposed to obtain them, okay? So anyway, that's the issue at hand. So with all that bullshit, I come with a solution, okay? Yes, Bishopheals to the rescue, okay? So if you're one of the many people out there that, you know, can't use their Megan anymore because it's not hitting hard enough, or it's just for sub-ohms they just depleted the spring and now it's not even firing for apparent reason, check this video out. I'm gonna show you what to do. Forget about it. This thing's gonna be hitting a whole lot better than the way it came. Forget about it. So with that, let's get started. Okay, so for my example, I want to show you, I have a Tilemahos right here. We're going to look at the ohms. We're at 0.49, almost 0.5 ohms. Okay? So, I'm going to mount this on here, because we're going to be checking the load. Okay? I'm going to mount this on the Megan. And we're going to be checking. Okay, first things first. Let's check the voltage. We're at 4.22. Okay, we're at 4.22. Alright? Now what we're going to be actually doing is we're going to be actually checking the atomizer now. Okay, so here we go. So we're at 361, 358, 355, 352, 345. So let's say 350 to round it off, okay? So 3.5. So what we're going to do is I'm going to write this down. .5, and we're going to, from 4.22 minus 3.5 equals 0.72. 0.72 of a low drop, okay? Now what we're going to do is, now we're going to remove this from here. And we're going to do some customization. Okay, now this is not going to void the warranty or anything. I mean, let's face it, if you can't get these contacts, you have no choice. You're going to have to do this what I'm about to show you, that no one has showed anybody to do. But I'm going to show you. Forget about it. Oofa. So we remove the cap. Now you do this on both. Okay? On these two, you're going to do this. All right? But I'm just going to show you how to do it on one right now. Okay? So on this one, what we're going to do is we're going to remove this, the contact. Yes, the contact. So we're going to remove the contact. Very simple. See if I can focus that a little better. There we go. So this is threaded, okay? Now there's, what you may have to do is hold down on the plastic right here. Just hold it down as you keep turning it, okay? That's all what you have to do. So I'm gonna keep turning it like so, okay? And there is a hollow point, as you can see, okay? And inside there's the spring. Ooh, the spring just fell down. But that's okay. But this is the spring. You see that? It's like corroded as well. Very small, tiny. Not good. Not good. Forget it. And then this is the cap. Okay? This isn't a screw-on. So you could just tap it down. Okay? And here it is. See that? There are no threads. Okay? No threads. So, case in point, what's happening is, just to show you, this is the spring that was in there. If I put it back in, you see that? It's not even springy, like going past that point. So, and this is the head. See that? You see how it falls right in? See that? This needs to bring some pressure and needs to be up. That's the problem, okay? So I don't know why he used these springs, but he did. But we're going to fix that right now. Now, his double contacts is supposed to be a solid pin, okay? Which would be great to get, if you can get your hands on it. Unbelievable, I tell you. Unbelievable. Selfish resellers. Anyway, so we're going to fix this. Screw them, okay? This is how I'm going to show you. Take this spring, okay? Throw it out. Forget about it. Just forget about it. Throw that shit out, okay? Let's have a quick vape. All right, now, getting back to business here. Back to business, I tell you. Oopa! So we're going to get about, I would say maybe like 3.5 or 3M rod you can use, millimeter rod. And what we're going to be using is 24 gauge Canthal. Yes, 24 gauge Canthal. And this is what we're going to do. We are going to use a piece of this wire. Okay, piece of this wire. And we're going to make believe like you're doing a microcoil. Okay, and we're going to do about 7 wraps. Okay, so we're just going to start. Let me focus that for you so you can see it up close. There we go. So I'm holding it down on my thumb on the rod. Okay, first turn, there it is. Second turn, I'm putting it right up against it. Third, fourth, fifth, and sixth, which would probably come out to almost 7 in a way. So this is what it looks like. Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, almost 7. Okay. That's okay, because now you remove it from there. Okay. And in case you're asking about the size, like I said, like, you see this? See how much space I have in here for this rod? So it's not even fatter. Like, if you want to make a fatter one, you can, but you don't need to. This is fine. Okay. Now what you do is, with these edges, okay, you take a pair of pliers. Okay. Take a pair of pliers, and what I want to do is I pinch the end points right up against the actual, there we go, right up against the actual wrap. So I turn it, I'm just turning in the end points. So I'm doing the same thing on the other side. And I will show you. This is what it looks like. See that? So that the last wire, you see that, is right on top of it. And then you could use a nail clipper if you want to get perfect about it and slip a little bit of that tail that's going on top of the wrap right there. Just a little bit if you like. But that's perfect. Then the other side looks, see, it's a little bit lifted. But that's okay, because then what I'll do is I'll just cut like that little small little tail right off with the clipper. But that's what it looks like. Okay, so now what we're going to do is inspect it, make sure it's okay. See that? Now it's sticking out. Okay. Before, the previous one was like a little bit like all the way in. Now you can make this even up to 8 wraps if you like. But as you can see, when you squeeze this in, see that? I want this to be more than that, more than that. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna make more wraps. Yep, we're gonna do more wraps. So that was the first, and what I'm going to do is we're going to be doing more wraps. Let's do about 10. So this is what I'm going to do. Let's do about 10 wraps. Same thing as before. So that's 1. That's 2, that's 3, that's 4, that's 5, that's 6, that's 7, 8, 9, 10. And we're going to cut from here because we're not going to be able to use 10, but just, and on the last wrap, what I like to do is I want to keep it close to a microcoil. That way I don't have to use the pliers as much. So now I'm going to cut. Okay. Now that I cut, this is what it looks like, and we're going to start cleaning this up. Very simple. We'll snip right on top here where it starts to come out of the wrap. Just like that. See that? Looks nice, right? The other side, we're going to do the same thing. Where it comes out, where it comes off of the wrap, we're going to clip that. So this is what it looks like. Voila. There's my spring. Okay? Now, when you put this on, it's going to be a little bit too high. as you can see. But let's see something. When you mount this part and you push it down all the way, does it cover the top? And guess what? Look at that. Flush. It covers the top. So actually, this is perfect. This one came out perfect. So now when I press this down, all the way down, when I push this all the way down, that top is flush, mounted. So that's it. So as you put pressure on the addy down here, this is going to be squeezing together, and this is the maximum amount of squeeze you can actually do. So that's it. So now this is what you do. You take this, and you're going to put it in here. Just like that. See that? Then you get your spring, and you mount your spring right on top. And if it goes like that, that's okay. What you can do is take your rod, okay, and push down the actual contact. Then take the spring, and there we go. Just mount it right on top. Then you take this, okay, and you put it right in, like this, and you start screwing it in. Now you want to screw this in all the way, like so, just with your hand. That's it, okay? It's done. Now let's test this out. Oofa. Okay, so this is what I'm going to do. Mount this back on here. Well, let's put the cap on. Okay. Now we put this on. Shutting off the addy. Let's see. So we're at 4.22 volts again, okay? Now let's see what it is on the load. Same atomizer, okay? Okay, now let's see where we're at. 394, look at that. Oofa, before it was 3.5. 3.5, okay? All right? You remember, it was 3.5. Now we're at 3.9 something. 3.95, look at that. 3.94, now it's going down. But let's leave it at 3.94. Let's see where we're at as far as in a low drop. So 3.94 minus out 4.22. On the cal, minus out 4. That comes out to 0.28. 0.28. And just to show you, okay? 394. I'm telling you. Just to show you, I didn't switch the addy at all. It's the same one. Like I said, it was like 0.49, almost 0.5 ohms. Just to show you. Okay? Same addy. Okay? So, right here, ladies and gents, I just showed you how to fix your Megan. Didn't cost anything. So if you're stressed out because you can't get your hands on these contacts, fuck them is what I say. And you can do the following. Very simple. 24 gauge Canthal. Do 10 wraps. Like on a 3M or 3.5 is fine. Okay? A rod. And where I got these was from Avid Vapors. They sell these. Okay? But that's what I used, okay? And now this thing is hitting like a freaking freight train. Like a freaking freight train, like I just showed you on the low drop. 0.28, that's it. Forget about it. Oofa. I'm telling you. Ooh, this shit hit so nice. Add some juice. Okay. Mm-mm-mm. Now that's the way this device should be hitting. I tell you, should be hitting. Now I don't know offhand if those contacts will actually make this even better than what I just showed you. I don't know. But the whole point of doing 10 wraps was because when you push that spring-loaded cap all the way down, you want to make sure it goes flush, as tall as possible, without exposing any of the without any of the wraps. You don't want to expose any of the wraps out because you can get a short. So you just want to make sure it's flush. Okay, it's completely flush, like I showed you. Like when you press it down. When you do that, when you slap on your Addy, it's always going to be tight. Okay, always going to be tight. Okay, and because think of it, as you sub ohm, those springs may go all the way down like microcoil style, and that's why we want to spring it up from that point, trying to make it as solid as possible. Oofa. So I really pray to God that I hope that you guys found this extremely helpful, because I know many people have been sending me emails already about it, okay? And they've purchased from Puff Vapes, and unfortunately, they're not obtaining it. And I sent mail to Mojo, and I'm waiting for his reply, because people are asking me, they want to obtain this, but this is your quick fix, let's say. And it's hitting, as I just showed you through here, it's proof in the pudding, baby. It's proof in the pudding. Okay, a 0.28 drop from using almost 0.5 ohms. That's freaking excellent, I tell you. Totally excellent. So compared to originally it was at 0.72. Okay, that's I improved it more than half. Okay, so as far as hitting power. So with that, guys, if you guys have any questions or concerns, feel free to hit me up, subscribe. And if anybody has any info on these contacts, if there's another reseller out there that's willing to give it to other people that have purchased an authentic Megan, let me know so I can let everybody else know through Vape TV and everything else, okay? So with that, I'll let you guys go. Live hard and vape hard. Forget about it.